Good
Hello.
afternoon. Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. I feel like we're always laughing when we start. It's usually because Angela's fighting with the clicker.
With the clicker.
To start, so that I don't have to be going like this.
I know.
Yeah, it is Thursday,
it's
June
1st.
1st. Happy June, everybody.
Yay, June.
It actually is kind of feeling like June here today.
It's nice and warm. The sun's out. It's beautiful today.
Because we had a crazy deluge yesterday.
Oh my God, that was I got stuck at the store because it was raining so hard. I would have gotten soaked.
A lot of people got like hail, like measurable hail, but we didn't here.
No, just crazy rain. It was sunny one minute, and then the next minute it was black skies and unloading.
It came so fast.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
This is actually a knitting and yarn podcast.
It is.
Occasionally, Kelly and I play weather people.
I gotta get my spinning wheel out too because I really haven't done any spinning since we opened the store, just because I've been doing so much knitting for the store and for other things, and just it's taken a back seat. But
I would love to learn how to spin.
Yeah. So, but before I get into
yeah.
The store, you can find the store on all kinds of social media. The Facebook, the internet, myself,
the Instagrams, and the Ravelries,
and the Twitters, and
as Must Love Yarn, everywhere as Must Love Yarn,
and the store is mustloveyarn.com. And like I said, I'm Kelly, and you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
And I'm Angela, and you can find me on both Ravelry and Instagram as Junior Bird Kid.
Awesome.
So I've been getting lots of friend requests and lots of people following me on Instagram, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
thanks to everybody who's been watching our podcast.
Yes.
And new subscribers, and people have been right along with us from the beginning.
Yep.
And
so maybe we should just make this public service announcement at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So we're in the middle of a 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
We are.
And Kelly and I are having so much fun reading the responses on the Ravelry boards that we're going to leave it open for another week.
One more week.
Yep.
Just in case somebody hasn't had a chance to watch the previous episode when we announced how to enter for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yep.
We wanted to give everybody another week. Plus, part of it's a little bit selfish because it's been so
much
fun. I have read every single one of the comments.
Too.
I think I've loved all of them.
Yeah.
And it's so fun, like all the different things that people have remembered or liked, or projects they liked.
Yeah.
Your wee chickadee sweater. That's been a really popular one.
Yep.
The Spiefer.
the spider sheep
Spiefer. That episode was well liked. What else? Oh my gosh. There's the bloopers.
The bloopers.
The outtakes.
We'll keep doing those. Those are fun.
Sometimes we do some really goofy things.
Especially
now when the clicker's working.
I know. Like Irish dancing.
And just catch it. And when I went galloping across the room with a unicorn hat on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good times, right?
So,
we've really, really been enjoying that. So, if you haven't entered yet, head on over to our Ravelry group, and there's a thread there. It's the 1,000 subscriber thread. You can enter there. You can enter up to 3 times. You can have up to 3 responses.
Mm-hmm.
You can answer there's 3 different prompts or questions, and you can answer them each individually.
Yep.
So you have more chances to win.
Yep. And we have 2 great prizes that we're giving away. We've shown them out on social media, and we showed them last episode. And we also have a customer here, Knit Girl Knits, who has donated some of her yarn that she's dyed to a winner. So she's going to actually pick the post that she likes the most and coordinate with the person who wins. But we'll announce it on the podcast as well, who's won her prize. So
and then we'll put you in contact with her, and you can get your yarn.
Yeah.
And then we'll be sending out the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
One is going to be Podcaster's Choice, and one of them is going to be random or random number generator. We'll just draw one randomly.
Absolutely.
So, although I don't know, it's going to be really
hard.
It's going to
be hard. Kelly and I might have a throwdown over Podcaster's Choice. Maybe they'll end up being like 3 prizes because Kelly and I will have a hard time narrowing them down. So.
And I want to go through everybody that's been answering like what they want to see on future episodes.
Yeah.
I want to go down and like make a list because you guys have come up with some really brilliant ideas.
Whoa, that was great.
That was bright. So thank you so much. It's been so inspiring to read all of it.
Yeah, because I mean we do this because this is our chance to sit and chat with each other, but at the same time we want to make it interesting and informative and something that people want to keep coming back to. So
yeah, and I mean I'd love to start doing some technique videos that we can have on our channel.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because especially with the store, we have a lot of people coming in just asking things, and I'm like, that would be something that would be great to have a little demo. Video. And then
how do you mattress stitch?
Yeah, and then it's also great for when we have classes because then I can refer people to our YouTube channel after they leave if they have a question
techniques.
How to do something. They learned it in class but maybe need a refresher when they get home.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of going to serve a lot of different purposes to do that. And so keep on the lookout for that, which is as with anything else, it's just a matter of finding the time to sit down and do those little clips like that.
I can't remember if I done 1 row or 2 rows, so I'm just gonna
you're alternating
it. Yeah.
So we don't have tons of knitting things for you this week. No. I know I don't.
I have no finished objects.
Me either. I'm really close, but
and I'm trying to count as a half object that I have 2 sleeves done on the Lionheart. Look, I'm working on the body. This is Lionheart. It's part of the Heart on Your Sleeve campaign, and I'm totally drawing a blank as to actually who designed it. But I will try to put it up.
Put it in show
notes, that was one of the suggestions is if we could title up the pattern and who the designer is when we're talking about it. And
some people like to just pause and then go and pull that up.
I will try to do that. I'm the one that edits, and I will confess right now that 9 times out of 10 I'm editing the podcast in bed at night.
Well, she's waiting for the wee ones to fall asleep.
Yeah. So my mileage may vary about my ability to be able to insert a lot of titles in the podcast, but I will try my best because I think it's a great idea. So this is Lionheart. I've got a few inches on the body. It's bottom up at this point, but the reason why I'm counting it as a half object is I have both sleeves done.
Very nice.
So I think I talked about this last time, but for both the sleeve length and the body length, I'm adding an extra inch. I have long-bodied and long-limbed children, and it just allows them to wear hand knits for longer.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to roll up or scrunch up a sleeve if it's too long, and if the body of a sweater hangs down a little longer for a bit, it's not a big deal. But it's really noticeable if it's too short. So in the interest of trying to get more wear time out of these, I've done this, and this is knit out of Legacy Fiber Arts DK yarn.
Sweet.
Yeah, which has been so awesome to work with.
It's gorgeous. I love that purple.
Oh, I know. It's called Harold's Purple Crayon. And Sue, I think you're going to have to make it like a regular in the shop because people want it.
I know. I've saw a lot of comments that are like, "Oh, I need to get my hands on that."
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Beautiful purple. So that's my half object work in progress. Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, by the way, what are you wearing?
Oh,
Forget.
I'm wearing hydrangea.
Lovely.
So it's
that you use
shawl.
The Fiberco Meadow.
Yes.
Meadow.
And I think it's in. Why do I want to call this colorway like Viper? It's not Viper. It's like, but they have like nature names.
Yeah, they do.
And I just can't remember which one it was.
I can't. I did the light. So Ange did it was for the mystery knit along that we did. Ange did the large size. I did the small one, and I did a green color, and I can't remember what color I did. The color name is. I used the Meadow as well.
Yeah.
Because I never worked with the metal before.
I hadn't either. It was nice to work with. It's got a little, I think it's got some silk in it. It's actually a pretty warm.
Yeah, it's like a linen.
Silk, something.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. But yeah, it was nice to work with, but.
Yeah.
I am wearing my Asana. I wear this a lot. So you guys have probably already seen this before. This is a Helen Stewart pattern that was part of the Shell Society.
Did you beaded that too? Yeah.
I did bead it. Yep. I won't hold it up to the camera like I did last time, but we'll include the links to in our show notes to all of our projects so that you can see it. And I use the Aricania Nuble. It's a singles, and I really liked working with it. It's super soft. It's a merino silk blend. And so it has just a bit of sheen, which it doesn't really show up there, but.
And singles are great. Single plied yarn are great for shawls.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They have movement to them because they are single. You know, so if you've done spinning before, the singles they still have kind of energy because they're not they balance the yarn because of how they spin it. But a single still has some energy, and sometimes when you knit with it, it can kind of, I don't know, it's really cool to knit with.
Yep.
So hand-spun singles are wonky to knit with, but they're fun.
Yeah. Definitely not something you'd want to use for like socks or something that's
it doesn't have the durability.
Right.
And it will get, especially because this is merino and a silk, it will get a little bit fuzzy. But I've worn this a ton, and it does have just a little bit of a halo, but it's held up so well. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and you can spin a singles that is balanced and won't, and it's funny, if you see singles that aren't balanced when you knit with them, they'll actually skew the fabric one way or the other depending on how you've spun them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So but you can spin a balanced singles, but it's tricky to do. But it's interesting playing around with that, and obviously commercially spun singles are a balanced yarn, and
right.
they won't cause your fabric to skew if they are balanced. But it's really interesting the kind of some of the science behind it. But
who knew spinning was so technical? Oh, spinners knew. Spinners knew.
Well, and the funny thing is, and a lot of people I think get overwhelmed when they're thinking about spinning, and when they start hearing all this terminology, and it's kind of like knitting. There are some guidelines, but there aren't rules. So if you're getting a yarn that you really enjoy, and you enjoy working with it, you enjoy spinning it, and all these other factors, then do that. You don't have to, if you're spinning for something in particular, a certain project, then yes, you do kind of have to go along with some of the technical aspects of spinning.
Yep.
But if you just want a spinning yarn and then work with it, then you really don't have to do all the twists and ratios and all the other fun stuff.
Nice.
So I'm one of those people that just jumps in.
Yeah.
And I kind of figure it out as I go, and I've been doing it enough that I've kind of figured out what works for me and how to get yarns that I want to.
That's the same argument I make about not swatching. Look at her, she's just like, I give up. Don't listen to me. Swatch.
There are times when I don't, like if I'm doing a shawl, and I know that if I've either worked with that designer's patterns before, or I'm not hung up on the finished size of it, or if it's an easy pattern that's adjustable, I don't really worry about gauge as long as I'm knitting a material that I like.
Yeah.
But if you're spinning for a particular project or something like that, then it's one of those where you have to sample and you have to, do a bunch of other things. Whereas if you want to have a sweater that fits exactly the way you want it to fit, if you were doing like a big boxy sweater or something that you wanted to have extra ease and wanted it to be loose, then obviously the gauge isn't going to be as important unless it's too small, and then
right, right.
So anyway,
exactly.
Right. I'll stop yammering on about all this technical stuff.
So what have you been working on this week?
I have been so monogamous with my knitting. I have worked on one project and one project only.
Who are you? And what have you done with Kelly?
I know. Yeah. So I started. So I'm doing flax light, but I'm doing it in a faded version. Mm-hmm. And I have cruised through it. I am on my third color. So I've done the yoke. I've separated for the sleeves, and I'm about mid body on it.
You are cruising.
And so I will show you guys where I'm at. Ta-da!
Whoa.
I know, right?
That is cool looking.
Sorry, my microphone. I hope I'm not blasting at your eardrum. So there it is. You can just see I'm just moving into my third color.
Wow, nice.
So this top color is Legacy Fiber Arts in the macaroon colorway. The next color is Fiber Stash, and that's her Melancholy. And then another Fiber Stash down below, and this is her Tale as Old as Time colorway. And then I do have one other. I'll show you Tale as Old as Time since there's not very much of it showing yet. That's that one. So it's kind of has that peachy color in the background with bright pops of like a deeper peach, some hot pink, some green. So there's a little bit of everything. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, it's cool.
There. It's kind of rolling up, but that's it. And then the fourth color. I think I showed you all the colors. Did I show all the colors?
Yeah.
I think I did. So the fourth one is Peggy Jane Fibers, and it's the fuzzy peach colorway, and it's coming unraveled, and it's that one. So
nice.
It's gonna go down here after I get through that one, and it's showing up very, very pink on here, and there is a lot of pink in it, but there's a lot of peach in it too.
I was gonna say there's more orange tones to it.
Yeah, so it's gonna pick up these. There's some hot pink in here, so it's gonna pull that, but it's also gonna pull off the peach tones too. Yeah. So I think that'll be good because I want light to dark. I actually had a reason for doing that because I didn't want. I know it's so weird. So actually, it's not weird. It's just I don't wash my hand knit sweaters after every single time I wore them because if I did, it would be ridiculous.
You would be doing laundry all the time.
So I did the darker color at the bottom so that the cuffs and the hem, when I'm wearing it, it's surprising how much dirt and stuff you
just pick up.
So
yeah.
I didn't want that to be the really light color because that would get so dingy looking even just after a couple wears. Mm-hmm. So I did the darker color at the bottom. So
nice.
Yay!
Super cool.
I know, I've been cruising along. It's so funny. So I'll have it sitting up on the counter, and people are like, "Oh, whose kid are you making that sweater for?" Because when it's on the needles, it looks small, tiny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's for me. And they're like, "Are you really that tiny?" No, they don't say that to me.
No, it doesn't.
Like, oh, it just looks so small.
It's amazing. I'm trying to think. I think I might have been working on the featherweight.
Oh yeah.
And that was the same way. Like when you were working on it, I might have even had it on like a 16-inch circular because it was so just lace weight and tiny. And I kept looking at it and thinking, is that actually going to fit me? And then you'd pull it out and you're like, oh yeah, it's
look
way
at all the stretch that's in here.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a really lightweight sweater, so I think I did it. I think I'm knitting a 36-inch bust, which for me, or chest size. So the chest size is a 36 or 37, and my chest size is a 34.
Okay.
So it's gonna have a little bit of positive ease, but it's gonna be pretty form-fitting, I think. So, which I don't mind.
Nice.
So it'll be good. I really like fingering weight sweaters. They're really, really versatile because you can
extraordinarily versatile
inside any time. Well, not dead summer, but when it's 90 degrees. But most of the time I can wear it as a great indoor sweater.
Yep.
And be comfortable.
So I didn't want to be left out of the fade craze for sweaters.
I was going to say you did the fade, the big shawl
I did
fade.
the big shawl, but I apparently have not been faded out.
I've already got other plans. I like started pulling stash, and I'm ooh, look at this. This is great together. Oh, look at this. Because I want to do one. This one is fairly monochromatic. I stuck mostly with peaches in this one, and so I might see
do
if
a wilder one.
Do a one where it's a little crazy. Pull some like skeins that I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this.
So I for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I had posted a few pictures at the end of last week with some ideas, and I had like a wild orange skein in there because I was considering like I'm just gonna go wild
but
here.
But the thing that you couldn't see in the Instagram picture, Anne's brought them in because we were kind of mulling over some ideas, is the two skeins she had on either side actually had these
orange.
Really bright pops of orange, but on the picture they didn't show up. So from the picture, all you could see was like this glowing orange skein. But,
So I did. So I cast on a fade, but because I have to be special, I'm not using the So Faded pattern. I'm also not using Flax Light, which is the other one. I had to go find another pattern.
Oh. Well, Christy Glass is doing her Fedito knit along where she's using one of Hohi's patterns. Yep, it just started.
So I was looking for a pattern. So what I was looking for with the pattern is how it looked and how it draped. So this is Confetti by Vera Valimaki, and I was looking at the silhouette. So it's a very similar silhouette to her Breathing Space pattern. So it's sort of form-fitting through the shoulders and chest, and then it's more A-line. After you've had a couple of children, that's A-line is good.
Well, and it flatters a lot of body types too.
Yeah. So I'm using this pattern. Also has the short rows that were stumping me with Breathing Space, but I powered through it, and now my brain's not exploding, so I can go back to Breathing Space and finish them without being like, what? What is going on here? So I've made it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been cruising too.
I knew you said that you had made a lot of progress on it.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out where the sleeves are. They're the sleeves. When you haven't bound off for the sleeves yet, sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. So that's the back because it's got the short rows. But I've just started my second color.
I like that color.
Which is a more variegated. So the first color is a white, almost a completely neutral color.
You've got what, 5?
I did 5. Yeah, so the second color is this Primrose Yarns, and this does have pops of orange.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Was that one of the ones that was in the kit with the orange?
Yeah.
So when we were at Rhinebeck last year, Ange got a kit, and it had that color, the orange, and
a blue.
A blue.
Now I've just busted it all apart because I decided I wanted to knit something else with it. And then to replace the orange, Kelly helped me pick out this Madeline Tosh speckled colorway, so that's going to be the next color. Oh, look, people can see them there. And then I've got Woolen Vine to go. I'm kind of on a purple theme here. And then the last one is this sort of, you can kind of see them down there on the bottom.
Yeah,
boop.
It's really pretty.
Boop, boop, boop. Yep, so 5. So, boop. La, 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 la. So I won't have as big of stretches between mine as on Kelly's. I think I estimated about 5 inches total for each color down.
I'm doing about just over 6.
Yeah.
So if you include the fade section in mine, there's about 7 inches of each color. So
I'm about probably somewhere between 5.5, 6. Though I didn't have a full skein of this. This was only a half skein, so it's only had about 200 yards, which is part of the reason why I started with it, because I don't need it for the sleeves.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and I also would not want white at the bottom or on my cuffs. I'm a little scared about having a light color like this up around my neck as it is, but it'll probably be fine.
Yeah. I don't really wear makeup. So, true confession, it's very rare that I ever wear makeup. I know. Sorry, you guys, I don't get all dolled up for you.
I know. So sad.
I am such a country girl and such a tomboy.
So I've just started my first set of fade rows. And then in all the increases for the sleeves. And once you get to these types of top-down sweaters, once you divide for the sleeves, generally you're not doing increases for the most part, so it's just super fast. But this is going to have increases because it's A-line. Right. So I will have to pay attention a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that's all right. So
sweet.
Yeah.
I know. That's very cool.
So that was good. And I did knit a couple things on breathing space. So once I figured out the short rows and how her patterns were, because this is essentially the same style, it's just that has the stripes. Mm-hmm. And also putting it on the 16-inch circular helped, because then I'm not also fighting the cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, this is probably going to be a project that I just kind of pick at off and on. Yeah. When I forget. Like, that project will probably stay at home, and it'll be one of those ones where I'm like, oh, man, I've got like 20 minutes to knit, but I left all my other projects at work, or they're in my car, or, so.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on, a couple sweaters.
I helped my husband with my chicken coop.
Oh, how's that coming?
I should have brought my phone in because I took a couple pictures. So right now,
Well, send them to me. I'll put them in.
Okay.
I'll insert them in.
Well, one thing that you will learn about my husband is that he does things very thoroughly.
Can't do anything just...
And there's nothing ever done shoddy in my house.
Have you seen our bat boxes?
Yes, I do see our bat boxes. So this chicken coop could withstand
a hurricane
probably. So right now all we have, we built it on skids so that we can move it if we want to.
Yep.
So if we want to, kind of rotate them through different pasture areas or whatever, we can. Also, if you do that,
very smart.
You don't have to worry about building permits and things like that, because it's not considered a permanent structure.
Yeah.
Which everybody's zoning and whatever building laws are different, but and where we are, if it's not on a foundation, then you don't have to worry about that. Or if it's not,
or if it's like classified as agricultural. Agricultural. Agricultural.
Yeah, that does make a difference, because we are an agricultural state here. If it's for agriculture, it's. I mean, they actually have some interesting laws for agriculture too, but
yes,
we won't get off into that. So right now, he got the skids done and he got the decking done.
Okay.
This sucker is not coming apart, so it's going to be a big chicken.
It's going to be like the chicken mansion.
It is going to be amazingly huge. My chickens are going to be the happiest chickens in Vermont.
So you don't have to worry about a chicken run incident.
Right.
Anybody who hasn't seen the movie Chicken Run,
I haven't.
You should watch it. It's funny.
So it's coming along well, and I'll give pictures to Ange so she can.
I'll put them in.
Up. And it's and I so for anybody who wants to follow that saga, I did start a regular blog.
Oh boy.
And I'm not doing it like super regular, but every once in a while if I have something interesting, I just have been putting up some pictures and a couple little stories and things like that. So it is makewanderwonder.blog.
Why don't you send it to me and I'll put it down there, because my head just went, whoa.
Make wander, like, wander here and there, and wonder that blog. So if you're interested in any of my, I've got some sort of knitting, it will be some knitting, but it's going to be a lot of other stuff too. So if anybody's interested in following, I'm going to definitely do kind of the whole chicken coop building once I get it. None of that's on there now. I figured I was going to hold it until it's done.
Oh, okay.
And then
do a chicken coop building post.
And then exactly. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, so that was this past weekend, which was Memorial Day weekend. We worked on that. and that was kind of fun. And my husband's gone this weekend, so it's not getting work done this weekend, which he's going away for something fun for himself, but he was a little bit bummed away too, because once he gets started on a project,
he wants to keep doing it.
He wants to keep doing it. So, but I know when he gets back, he'll dive right back into it, because my chickens are going to be here in a couple weeks.
We'll definitely put pictures in when the chickens get here. It's very exciting.
Those will be little chicks.
I know, they're so cute. Beep 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 beep.
Yep. So that'll be fun. I told my mom they're coming like right on around your birthday. So, and she's not a fan of. Well, she likes looking at birds, but she doesn't like birds near her. But I told her if she came over and handled them, maybe they wouldn't fly at her head, because that's what she really doesn't like.
That could be true. Of course, chickens can be jerks. So
they can be. But I'm gonna do my best to handle them and make them sweet and lovely chickens that people will want to say hi to.
Okay.
And pet.
That sounds good.
And snuggle.
Okay.
And just like snuggle a chicken.
I think we just got our podcast title, Chicken Snuggles. Chicken Snuggles.
Does everybody want to snuggle a chicken?
Episode 44, Chicken Snuggles.
My chicken coop is going to be so nice, I'm just going to want to hang out there and snuggle the chicken.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Sounds good.
Oh boy, sorry. Moving on from chicken snuggles.
So I'm trying to find a project that I can knit on and maybe finish something quickly, because I've realized I have like 3 sweaters that I'm kind of actively working on the needles, which is a lot, even though one of them is for a child, because there's a lot of time investment with knitting sweaters. So I was watching Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel, her podcast. I
love her podcast.
She's super funny.
She is.
She reminds me actually of one of my friends. So I feel a little bit like I'm watching my friend when I watch that. And she was talking about this pattern from Nell Knits, and this is not a great picture, but it's called the Saki slippers, and it's just a little footy slipper made out of worsted weight yarn, like little house slippers. And I thought, how great would those be? It doesn't take a huge amount of worsted weight yarn for any of the sizes, and our house stays pretty cool during the summer.
That's
our
nice.
Downstairs does,
and we have in the woods too. So
we have tile and hardwood, and it can actually get kind of cold on your feet. So it'd be nice to have just something to just slip on that's not a full-blown slipper, which gets too hot.
Unless you're like me and you wear your LL Bean fur-lined slippers.
Yeah, I do, but what? Yeah, yeah, that's usually what I do too. But I thought that it would be a quick project. And
hey, look who it is!
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Jen. Come and say hi. This is Jen, everybody, and she's our other business partner.
Here I am, real and in live.
She does exist.
That's right. That's exactly right.
She's not just our made-up friend that we talk about.
That's true.
We'll be done soon.
We're so glad we got Jen to have a little cameo.
That's awesome.
We talk about her, but you know, in good ways. Of course.
We always say good things. So quick pattern. What I was thinking I might use. So I ended up buying a skein of yarn when I was here on Friday because I had a helper with me.
Yes, you did.
I had Abigail. And she likes to pull yarn off the shelf, which is fine if I can get it from her quick enough.
She is so fast when she crawls around here. She's like zoom and she's gone, and you're like, where's Abigail?
Yeah, where did she go? Yeah. So she pulled a skein of yarn off. Not only did she get it off the shelf, but she had it like ripped apart with her little Hulk hands. So I don't know where she got that from.
No.
So I was like, well, I probably should just buy that because it's not going to go back the way it's supposed to.
I can't make it look that pretty again.
Nope. So it'd be like, what happened to this one? What are you people selling here? So I might use that. that would be a good use for it. And then potentially,
that's washable, which is kind of nice. You just toss
totally
it in
washable.
the washing machine.
Yep, could bring them to the store. They could be a little sample for a while when I get one done. So anyway, so that's we'll see. And I'm still eyeballing the sheep love hat, which I showed last week.
Yeah.
But I have to find needles. My new MO these days is to not even bother to look for needles. I literally just come to the store and be like, I need new needles, and I just buy new needles. I probably have 20 US 16-inch circulars if I collected all of my needles together. I need to stop just buying. I need to stop buying needles. I need to go find all of the ones that I have. But anyway.
So I still have vitamin D on the back burner. I haven't started yet. I have one skein that I balled up, and I have the pattern. I bought the pattern. And then, of course, the spring into summer shawl, which Ange finished hers last week and showed, which is just stunning. But, of course...
Oh, what did you find?
I found something new. So it's so funny. So Sue, I was on Sue from Legacy Knits podcast. She's got a Periscope that she does every weekday morning. And I was on hers the other morning. And it was so funny. Everybody was talking about how they are into sweater knitting lately. She was talking about that. And I was like, yeah, me too. And Jen from Down Cellar Studio was talking about how she was too. So we were all kind of just chatting about like our sweater, our desire to knit sweaters right now, which, you know, if it goes for you and me too, it's, So we don't have the next issue of Pom Pom Magazine yet, but it's in the mail to us. I got the notice from them the other day that it's on its way. But you can go on Ravelry and see the patterns already if you're interested in doing that. And I know that there's a couple podcasters who got advanced issues to do reviews of too. So there are some reviews of it out, and we'll of course show you guys when we get it here too. But we should have it really any day. So there's one pattern in it, and of course we've already talked about her a couple times because Ange is knitting some of her sweaters. It's a Vera and Valimaki sweater. So then the Pom Pom issue that's coming out is issue number 21, and it's actually their 5-year anniversary issue.
Oh, cool!
So they did this really big issue. It's really fat, and there's a lot more patterns in it than usual, and they're all kind of the theme of party or birthday or that kind of thing. So the one that I'm going to do, so I just printed this off of Ravelry so you guys can see it. This is the info sheet. It's called Anniversaire, which is birthday in French. It might be in other languages too. But it's a Vera Valimaki pattern, and there's a closer picture. Look at the back of that sweater.
It's beautiful.
It is stunning.
You know what color that would look really good in?
Besides this one?
Harold's purple crayon.
Actually, it would be really pretty in that. But lately, I've been really drawn to golds and
gold mustard yellow would be beautiful.
And like really earthy tones, as I'm wearing my orange here today. And I actually have a gold skirt on almost this color. You can't really see it from.
She does.
I
can vouch for that.
Yeah, the skirt I have on is almost that color. And so I just look at that. Look at those beautiful cables.
They're gorgeous.
So Sue, if you're watching this, maybe we should do a knit along or something.
Ooh.
A cable. We could, even if people didn't want to do this particular pattern, we could do like a cable knit along or something between some of the different podcasts.
Or a Vera along.
A Vera along.
We've been crushing on Vera lately.
I know. Her patterns and Nora Gahn and Michelle Wong, and there's some really great designers that do just some amazing things.
Baby Cocktails. Thea Coleman does some nice.
Thea Coleman does some really lovely patterns. And sometimes it's really cool. She'll integrate some lace and cables too, which is really cool. So, I mean, there's some great designers out there, but I just saw that, and some of it was the color, but some of it is just the design. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
So I haven't picked out yarn for this yet, but I don't know. It takes a DK weight.
I bet we have some awesome either farm yarn or
that's
other
kind of
type
what I
of
was
yarn.
thinking, and
That would
I was
be
kind
beautiful.
of thinking of maybe naturally dyeing some because we've got a lot of the farm yarns tend to be DK to a light worsted, which would work really, really well for this. So I don't know. I gotta think on that. So it's good that I don't have the yarn yet because I would just want to cast it on. And I'm gonna I don't know if I'm gonna officially do Stash Dash or not, But since I've been like really good about being monogamous with this one project that I'm doing, and then I started working on my husband's sweater again, I was like, I could really like start cranking out some of these unfinished projects that I've got languishing.
I talk a good game every year for Stash Dash, and then I forget to post stuff.
I know. So anyway, I really would love to do that, and I love, it's got kind of like the honeycomb.
Yep.
I love doing that. It's really a lot of fun. I started a sweater for myself years ago, but then, gosh, I was an adventurous beginner knitter, and my gauge ended up being off, so I ended up pulling it out, most of it out. I still have some of it that I have to pull out, but I really, it had that in it, that cable pattern, and I love doing it, so.
Nice.
Anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just thought I'd share that with you guys. But yeah, once we get the Pom Pom, I have to wait for the magazine for the pattern.
Yeah.
So these are all good things, because I really don't want to like jump into having another sweater, and it will encourage me because I still have that the Willow Creek sweater where I did the color work. Mm-hmm. In the top. I did the 2 colors of the Malabrigo Rios, and all that needs is its sleeves. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, it's going to be so hot to work on a worsted weight sweater, and I'm like, So I want to get this one done, get this one completely done, get the sleeves done on this one, do the sleeves on that one, keep cranking out my husband's sweater.
Yeah.
And then I have a few other things. I actually have another sweater from Botanical Knits that I started like 5 years ago. And I'm like, I already joined the sleeves, and I'm like here on it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's gorgeous, it's gorgeous Harrisville yarn.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that I just see sitting there, and I'm like, this is just stupid that it's not done yet.
Yeah. So we have a whole bunch of events coming up.
We do.
Yeah.
One that is in
one that will be on Saturday, so it's our Meet the Farmers event, which will be here at the store on Saturday, June 3rd from 3 to 5. So if you're local or in the area, feel free to come on by and meet some of our local farmers.
That's right.
So that'll be fun. And then the following weekend, June 10th, it's Worldwide Knit in Public Day. So even if you're not local to us, get out, knit in public.
That's right.
Share
some Instagram photos with
Absolutely.
us, or on Ravelry or whatever. I'd love to see what you're doing knitting in public.
Yep.
Where you're knitting in public.
And for our local folks, we'll be at Oak Ledge Park in Burlington, starting at about 10 o'clock at the first pavilion down there in the park. And we're going to be grilling up some goodies with the ladies from Nido.
Yep.
So check out the Evite.
We'll link to it. There's an Evite that has a list of, so it's going to be potluck kind of. So if you want to bring a dish to share, if you're going to come and hang out for a while, bring a dish to share. We're providing all the grillable stuff, so hot dogs, hamburgers, veggie dogs, veggie burgers, that kind of thing, between us and Nido, and we'll be doing all the grilling. The guys are going to be grilling.
Yep.
So bring a dish to share. Bring a comfy chair if you want. There's picnic tables in the pavilion, and there are restrooms right there, so that's nice and convenient. And there's lots of stuff to do. They've got volleyball courts. They've got the beach right there. I don't know if it's going to be that warm for swimming,
we'll
but
see. We'll see. It'll be good. And then we have July 8th is our night at the ballpark with the Lake Monsters. We're going to be doing a stitch and pitch.
Yep.
And selling 50/50 raffle tickets for Cast Off Chemo.
Yep.
Somebody did ask me whether we were going to set up just like a donation page. If people wanted to just make a donation to go to the Cast Off Chemo, like if they couldn't go to the game and wanted to do a donation, if we could set that up. And I said we probably could.
Yeah, we probably can do that. We'd have to have set denominations. That's the only thing with our system. We can't do a custom, so we could do 5, 1, 5, 10, whatever.
Yeah, 20.
Do it that way.
Something. So so keep an eye out for that. And then there's the Great Northern Yarn Haul that's happening from July 9th through the 23rd. 22nd?
I think it's starting the 8th. It's the same day as Stitch and Pitch. I think it starts that Saturday and goes through the Sunday of the 23rd.
23rd. Okay.
Yep.
So that'll be good. Super fun. Lots of cool shops on that. Lots of fun prizes and other things being given away during those couple of weeks.
Yep.
And then anything else on our magic list of Rhinebeck.
The
Rhinebeck bus.
We've had quite a few people already sign up for it.
Yes, we have.
So
super fun.
If you really, really, really want to go, we do have a limited number of seats. It's quite a few seats because it's a big bus. It's got I think it's 54 passenger bus.
Yep.
So there's lots of room, lots of storage underneath for all of your yarny finds. But make sure you sign up early if you really, really want to go, because
we don't know how long the spots are going to last.
So, and we have to have a definite number by like early. What did I say?
I don't
September?
know. Early September, probably.
I think September, just to know whether or not it's something we're going to be able to swing, because we have to have a certain number to sign up to be able to cover the bus. So it's $75. It includes your bus ticket. It's a round trip, obviously.
Yep.
And the bus is just for us. And it's the trip down, and your entry fee into the festival is covered, and we're going to do just a quick little light breakfast.
Muffins and
bagels,
donuts or bagels or something.
So I've got the links in our show notes. You can go there, check it out if you're local and you want to join us for that, because it is a long day. It's about 4 hours down and 4 hours back.
Yep.
We will leave Vermont about 7 in the morning, so we end up getting to Rhinebeck about 11, and the show opens at 9. So you've missed the first 2 hours, but we are staying until 5, which is when the show closes on Saturday. Then we load back up on the bus and head home. So you've 8 hours of knitting time, if you so choose. And the buses are the really nice luxury buses that have the Wi-Fi and DVD players with all the little screens and restroom, and so they're really big and spacious. So
it'll be super good.
Yeah.
Yep. And currently we have 2 knit-alongs going on. We have the spring into summer shawl knit-along, and we do have the yarn and kits available for that if anybody's interested. That's going to run through the end of July. And then we're also doing a make-along for Legacy Fiber Arts, or I guess we're calling it our Legacy Fiber Arts Along. So just using their yarn to do a project, however it is you do that project.
And we've got all the information up on our Ravelry page, so if you want to check it out. And I did create some hashtags people can use too if they want to share their progress on Instagram. We'd love to see it there, or Ravelry, or wherever you want to post to it. And all the rules and that kind of fun stuff are there. So it's running through the end of July. So you've got a lot of time, 2 months.
Yep.
So since it's June 1st.
That's right, 2 months. 2 months.
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
That's all of our events that we've got going on. A lot of really fun events.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on this weekend. There's so we have our event, Camp Stitches is happening. Squam's going on. I think Maine Fiber Frolic is this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, New England is just busting at the seams with fiber activities this weekend. Yeah. So if you're anywhere in the Northeast, you'd have a hard time not finding something fiber related to do. But we're actually going. So Camp Stitches, everybody's arriving at the inn tonight, and so me and Ange and Jen are actually going up to the inn. And if you follow us on Instagram, you saw the little goodie bags, all the goodies that we were putting into the bags, and we're going up there and giving gift bags to all of the participants who are going to be at the social gathering tonight. They're doing a welcome gathering tonight, and we're going to go up and say hi to everybody and tell them about our event on Saturday and give them their gift bags, and
good. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
We actually had a couple of ladies who are attending Camp Stitches come into the store. Their plane landed and they picked up their car and came right here. It was so cute. I loved it. They're like, well, our hotel, we can't get into our hotel until 3, so they're like, what were we going to do? To go to the yarn store. So
perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the folks who host the Stitches event have been great. And, we reached out to them initially, and they've been great about letting all of their campers know about our event and our store and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we can't thank them enough for letting us kind of jump on board with them and do some fun things for their campers too. So.
Yeah. Everybody benefits.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to meeting all of them tonight.
Yeah. It'll be good.
Yeah. That's why I'm drinking coffee. Because the event doesn't start until 8, so
yeah, it'll be fine.
That's okay. I just need a little pick-me-up. So.
Clearly,
I never drink coffee, so I'm like vibrating.
No. So, well, I think I think that wraps up our show.
I think so, and we already talked about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Yep.
We're going to do the drawing next week. You guys, we're already almost up to 1,100.
That's amazing.
Subscribers.
That's so awesome.
Just since we hit 1,000 last week, we're already up another 100. So thanks to all of you new viewers.
Yeah.
We really hope you're enjoying our show. We love having you join us every week, and we are so enjoying your comments.
Yes.
We really love reading them. So thank you for interacting with us, because it's really fun for us.
Yes.
It is. So thank you to everybody.
And Kelly and I know we're not just talking to ourselves.
Although even if we were,
that would be
fine. If we didn't have followers, we'd probably still do it anyway, because
it's an excuse. I have to go do the podcast.
I have to.
Have to.
Fit it in the day.
Have to fit it in. Yeah.
It's for the store, okay? So we're glad to hear that you guys have been enjoying our fun banter,
goofiness.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, and we'll do the drawing for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So if you haven't entered, make sure you head on over to Ravelry and do that, and I will put all of the info in show notes for you.
All right.
So
till next
see you
week.
Next time.
Bye.
You popping and being like
legit. Too legit to quit. That would be us. No.
We're even later in the afternoon.
I have eaten an entire package of Twizzlers.
You guys,
it's been fun because people have been reminding me of funny things that happened on the episodes. Like the one where you weren't wearing any knits, and I was like, what are you wearing today? And you just like plopped your foot up on the table.
I still like Spieper.
The Spieper. Yeah, that guy. That thing's creepy.
Aw, Spieper was cute.